Howdy. This is the CNC milling machine. To power it on, this main breaker right here is power. And then there's a plunger here that you pull up to get the oiling started. Okay. So when the machine is left, it needs to be parked in a particular location. The last person that used this machine did not park it in that location. We can see this arrow should be lined up just a little bit to the right of this one. Okay? The table should be moved forward until it's almost flush down here. The spindle is about in the right spot, so let's fix all that stuff. Come on over closer. And when it first starts up, it gives us this information. Mode select button is always safe to push. So when we push mode select, it's giving us a fault. In order to find out what the fault is, push the fault status button. And what it's telling us is that the emergency stop is pushed in. So we just turn it slightly and let it pop out. Next thing, it says enter reset to continue. It still says enter reset to continue, so we push it one more time. And now it's telling us that the axes need to be referenced. Normally, if the machine had been parked in the right place, we would just go into the reference mode, but we need to move it to the right position where it should have been parked. We're going to do that with jog. So again, mode select is always safe to push. That gives us the menu of all of our choices. 0 is jog. So I'm going to go into there. Now I need to pick a speed. I usually use either 2 for these levers or 5 for this hand wheel. Since I have a fair distance to move, I'm going to use the levers. So I chose 2. And now I can move the x-axis here. I'm moving the table over like this. When I get close to the location I want, I'm going to stop. I'm going to move Y to about the rough position I need, so I'm going to use the Y lever here. I get it close to where I want it. Now I'm going to switch to mode 5, which lets me dial it really accurately this way with the hand wheel. Right now it's set for Z. Z looks about in the right position. If I go to Y, I can now move it to the right position. And X, I can move it to the right position. That's what it should look like when it's been parked properly. This index just a little bit to the right of the pointer. This down here, just about flush with the table. There's a little arrow down here. And a little bit of the quill showing there. So now, I'm still getting a fault status, right, because we haven't referenced it. If I check that, it'll tell us I still need to reference it. So reference is also in jog. I go to mode select, I go to jog. Reference is right there, reference 0. So I type in R, it highlights it. And then I click each one of these towards the plus direction. And now the machine has parked itself in the right place. If we look at this arrow should be lined up just right. This arrow should be just about flush with the front of the saddle there. And the spindle should be just a little bit down. The machine is happy.